Welcome again. This is Rich Bendis, President and CEO of BioHealth Innovation. And as is customary, we do a state of the BioHealth Capital Region for the forum to see how we have progressed in the last 12-month period since our last forum. In spite of the pandemic, it has been fantastic growth for most of the companies and institutions within our region over the last 12 months. Which is surprising, having the breadth of COVID-19, which has permeated not only our region, but the country and the world. We have some primary goals we'd like to achieve in the forum this year, which I'd like to review with you now, that we always set as goals, not only for the forum, but what we're going to do over the next year within the region. And one of the most important ones is we have to continue to grow our region in this new hybrid world of doing business, recognizing that only people doing essential work in laboratories are generally those who are in their offices, while non-essential workers are still working virtually. But in talking to people within industry, academia, government, we have found that there's a high degree of efficiency that is still occurring within our region to help everybody progress their goals and objectives that they've established for their companies or institutions. Another thing we want to continue to do is to grow new connections, leverage our strengths, and seize new opportunities as they emerge. And one of the things that's happening now is there are a great deal of federal funding, new federal funding available. And we know that there are going to be some significant proposals submitted from the BioHealth Capital Region to seize on these opportunities to achieve, hopefully, in some instances, billions of dollars that would help to progress some of our quantum AI machine learning initiatives, as well as potentially our pandemic center. We also want to share developments and accomplishments of the year across the region and globally. One of the things that we have not done historically, as well as other regions, is talk about our successes. And we hope everybody continues to spread the word of the great accomplishments that we've had in the region. One of those in the last 12 months was really the impact of COVID-19 funding through the BARDA warp speed, that 40% of that funding occurred within Montgomery County, Maryland, in the BioHealth Capital Region, which really also shined a light and made more people aware of the strengths of what we do here in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. We also want to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats for the region. And in doing that, we will evaluate where we need to improve our rankings, which we're going to talk about in a few moments. And you'll also hear from Alex Philippides and Pete Briskman to talk about that. The BioHealth Capital brand, which is only about 5 years old, is achieving prominence in the region as well as nationally and internationally. And we believe that that BioHealth brand will continue to grow as it is adopted by more governments, companies, regions, ecosystems. And lastly, we want to continue to develop vaccines, therapeutics, and diagnostics to address the COVID-19 and future pandemics as they emerge, as we have been a major contributor to addressing the pandemic within the BioHealth Capital Region, with our leading research companies developing therapeutics and vaccines and diagnostics to address this dreaded disease. So how have we progressed in our rankings in the genetic engineering news and biotechnology top 10 US biopharma clusters in this past year? So what you see before you is the 2021 rankings. There has not been much movement at the top, with Boston, San Francisco, New York, and BioHealth Capital being 4. We have increased dramatically in a few categories, but we still need to increase in jobs and in venture capital to overtake New York and New Jersey. One of our other speakers, which you are going to hear tomorrow, Joe Marcus, feels that San Diego actually is stronger than New York, as New York is emerging, but he still believes that BioHealth Capital Region is on the rise and growing and has the chance to be a number 3. So we will continue in focusing on those 5 criteria, but really venture capital and jobs are the areas of focus why NIH funding, patents, and lab space, we already hold the number 3 position in each of those categories. When we look at our brand for BioHealth, you can see that it has been, this really summarizes the Genetic Engineering News article on the top 10 biopharma clusters, and specifically related to the BioHealth Capital Region, which I just summarized. Next, we'll go into our brand acceptance and growth throughout the United States and the world. And you can see that it's being adopted by governments, regions, academic institutions, and life science and BioClusters in the United States and in globally. One of our speakers that's going to follow me is Alex Philippides with Genetic Engineering News. And his title for his talk is Getting Crowded at the Top. And he goes into detail on the top 10 US biopharma clusters and also the emerging clusters outside of the top 10 that would like to overtake some of those in the top 10. Normally, I would go through a lot of statistics about our region, but you're going to see that both Alex and Pete Briskin from JLL have more than enough statistics to give you overviews of how we are doing. As Alex will do a macro overview of the top 10 regions, and then Pete Briskin, who's the managing director and co-lead for JLL's Mid-Atlantic Life Science practice, located in Maryland, is going to give a deeper dive into what's actually going on with the key indicators and statistics within the BioHealth Capital Region. And I think after you see both of those presentations and their graphics and charts, you'll be impressed with the progress that we are making within our region. Some of the highlights that have occurred in 2021 are venture capital and public financings are continuing to increase at record levels. Another major statistic is our region bypassed San Francisco to become the number 3 region in NIH funding. We were number 4. This is a very significant fact because that funding goes to seed a lot of the researchers and early stage companies with promising technologies to grow in the future. Received over $8 billion in COVID-19 federal funding in the last 12 months in our region from BARDA, as well as different agencies, DOD, NIH, and others. Another thing that's happening within the region is we only have 3.5% vacancy in our wet lab space. What's encouraging, though, is we have a number of developers who have planned to add over 3 million square feet of new wet lab space in the BioHealth Capital Region in the next 18 months. And even more promising, our prices remain very competitive, where the rental prices or the price per square foot in Maryland, DC, and Virginia is 1/3 to 1/2 of that of Boston, San Francisco, and New York City, while maintaining a high quality of life. Another major accomplishment is the Global Pandemic Prevention and Biodefense Center, which was initiated about a year ago with Connected DMV, of which Stu Solomon and I have been the co-leads, has announced it will be in Montgomery County, Maryland for its global headquarters. Very exciting. They hope to have 30 to 50 people in the first year and grow to over 300 people. Last but not least, Children's National Innovation Campus is being launched actually as we speak in this week, and has significantly partnered with Virginia Tech, BARDA, and J&J Labs. This will be a great anchor partner to have in our ecosystem that anchors the District of Columbia and branches both Virginia and Maryland, and helps link both of those states together through this campus. A few things I'll talk about that are coming up following the BioForum. Our fourth annual BioHealth Capital Investment Conference will be September 28th, 29th. It's going to be 2 virtual full days. Sponsors are Alexandria, J Labs, Wilson Sonsini, Virginia Bio, and Tedco. We will have companies, over 100 companies, and over 50 investors who will have virtual meetings for companies looking for money and investors who have money. And we expect that there will be 300 to 400 individual meetings of people connecting who may have never connected before. And past results have demonstrated that investments do occur, whether they be high net worth individuals, family officers, or venture capitalists, in investing in companies within the BioHealth Capital Region. There's still time to register either as a company or as an investor for this conference. So go to the website for the investment conference if you want more details on that. As part of the investment conference, we're going to have our 6th annual crab trap competition, where we will pick 5 emerging biohealth companies to present before a world-class group of distinguished judges from J Labs, our BioHealth Capital Fund, Wilson Sonsini, Tedco, Alexandria, Venture Investments, and Virginia Bio. And that will be a live presentation on September 29th at 12 o'clock. That will be one of the only live elements of the investment conference. And anyone is invited to tune in to watch the 5 companies present, and the winner get $10,000 awarded to them from Wilson Sonsini. The registrations have closed for that. We are going to pick our 5 winners this week, do some coaching with them, and then they will be ready to present on September the 29th. Just as a reminder, the last winners that we've had in the prior 5 years, last year was BrainScope. Prior to that, Florio, 2018, Galen Robotics, LifeSprout in 17, and Sonovex in 2016. And each of these past winners has received significant follow-on funding and has been able to progress their commercialization in each company. So the winners that were selected were well chosen and are growth companies within the BioHealth Capital Region. So let's talk a little bit about the next steps for BioHealth and our region. And that's really continuing to market the brand, continue our increased collaboration, leverage the extensive and unique assets that don't exist in other parts of the United States or the world that we have in our backyard, focus on commercialization, and continue to grow our BioHealth Capital Region cluster so that by 2023, we will become a top 3 region. With that, we're going to continue on with the conference now, and you'll find that we have some very exciting panels and speakers that will continue throughout the day. So stay tuned, and hopefully you will enjoy the rest of our speakers.